Hello, welcome. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this video in English or Spanish. I realized that I don't really know the word journal in Spanish. I don't know if it's the same as diary, diario. So if someone knows, please let me know. So I'm going to do this in English. I'm learning about journals in English, so just going to continue with that. So I've made my first journal. I've been feeling very inspired by watching other creators on YouTube, and I said, why not? I'm trying to find out what my style is, and I really like that vintage look that other creators use in junk journals, but I'm not sure if I like to watch it. I don't know if I like it for me, if that makes sense. So I decided to name my journal Azul, which is blue in Spanish, because blue is my favorite color. I'm gonna use that as a prompt so that I hope that every page in my journal is gonna have some blue. So here it is. For the covers, I used a piece of junk mail. So I took the junk journal concept literally. I used a lot of trash in this, which gives me a lot of satisfaction. That's I really like to be able to reuse materials in other ways. So I took a piece of junk mail, which was like a cardstock. It was a flyer for some politician. So I folded it in half, and then I cover it with Science magazine covers. So if you don't know what Science magazine is, I have here one. It's a scientific journal. There were plenty of this at work, and they were supposed to be disposed of, and I couldn't throw them away or put them in the recycling. I'm too attached to paper, and so I've been slowly collecting them and reusing them for things. So it's a scientific journal. There is research articles inside, like here, but also all the covers have like very cool designs, and you can find like very pretty images, like even the scientific images are very pretty. So I decided to, you know, use these. Oh, I like that rainbowy. I think that's a tumor, but I mean, I don't have to think about the diseases. I've also been using the text. I'll show you what I've done. So I've been having fun with these magazines and give them a second life instead of going to the trash or to recycling. Look at that. That's very pretty. Okay, so that's what I did. I took like two different covers that had blue in it. They weren't big enough to cover my whole piece of cardboard, so I did like a very badly collage. It doesn't make any sense, but I thought it was okay for the cover. And then I put washi tape all around to kind of secure it and also to reinforce the spine. And I put these little stickers, whale stickers. They are that washi tape type stickers, so they look very nice in white paper, but not with a dark background. So I drew around them with a Posca pen, with a paint marker. So, and then I made this closure, and let's see inside. So this is also another cover of the Science magazine, and I made a pocket, and so I've been making tags and pieces of ephemera. This is everything I've made myself. I think I made this with a popsicle box. These are the tabs of the box. So I made little tags. I painted them with the Posca pens. And this is my first page. I painted these flowers, and then I wrote a haiku about the blue color. So what I like about blue. This is a piece of school mail. Um, and I don't know, I think this is my retirement statement and things like that, that any piece of paper I found around the house, I just decided to collect it and put it in here. This is a piece of paper that my son was painting on. So on the other side, I've worked on that page. I'll show you. This is this is a piece of paper that I use to activate my Posca pens, and so there are splashes of paint and doodles, and I don't know, it went in there. This is something I was trying to paint with tape, so putting tape to create the shapes. I used washi tape, but it tore my paper. It's just copy paper, so it's not good. And I was gonna throw it away, and I said, well, that can go in my journal. This can actually be covered and do a whole collage in there. It's very flimsy, so I do need to cover it. This is another piece of junk mail that I thought it was very interesting because it's like a handwritten invoice, fake one. Oh, and this is the center of my signature. I only have one signature here. It's a coloring page my son brought from school for Black History Month, and I colored it myself. Didn't do a very good job. Then I wrote Barack Obama, but then I had to trim the pages to make it fit here. So his last name is Scott. And then I wrote on the side one of my favorite Alanis Morissette song, which is called No Pressure Over Cappuccino. Here I kind of messed up because I cut my strings too short, and then I wanted to actually have a long dangling string and attach beads to it. So I did some macrame knots to connect a longer piece of thread in there. I don't know if it doesn't, I mean, I like it. It's not perfect, but I like it. So this was my first time doing binding, and I didn't have the proper tools. I just used a wool needle. I didn't have anything to poke the holes with, and I think I kind of messed up some of my pages and the holes are too big. But I mean, this is my practice first journal, so I think it's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna be perfectionist. I'm gonna enjoy this journal as is, as my first attempt. And so again, we have that fake junk mail invoice, that painty paper that it's very flimsy and ugly. This is the other page where my son painted a smiley face with watercolors, and I decided to kind of honor that and put other drawings that he had made for me. So I cut them out and then I glued them in here, and I wrote a little haiku for him, and then I drew these flowers, and I decided that the page next to it needed to match that. So I made these tags with the popsicle box and my Posca pens. And so in that kind of same blue and yellow theme. And I made these little two pockets in here. I need to write more in it, but I mean, whenever it happens, it happens. And so more junk mail. We receive so much junk mail, and every day it's like a bunch of things going to the recycling, and why not reusing it if I can reuse it for fun? So all these pages that have a lot of writing, I'm hoping to do some collages in there. So this page I painted over with, it's more like a thicker copy paper. I think this is Ikea Kids craft papers. And so I painted with glitter paint on top. And then I made this is a belly band, I think they're called. I use that box, popsicle box, for many things, and I've been really trying to practice with my Posca pen. So I painted this, and I made this big tag, which I really love. I think it's very pretty. It's covered with paper that I stamped with gold ink, so it's very kind of faint. So that goes in there, and then this is what I made with the text in the. This is like research articles text that I made little buggies, and I painted over like very, randomly, and then I put some stickers. I really like it. I was using these pages to cover my surface, and so whenever I work with my paints or with my paint markers, this is like what it gets to the paper. And so, or for example, when I activate the Posca pens, I get this chunk of paint in there, and then I go with a brush and I move it around. So this is another bag. I put some washi tape and stickers. This was actually an article about intimate partner violence, and the word violence is there, so I wanted to cover it. I think it says violence against women, and so I painted over and then I doodled on it. Just didn't want that on my little pocket, but I really like how, like, the end product of having a text and paint and stickers on top. And then this is another part of the magazine, the science magazine. This is Thomas Edison. So I drew a light bulb for him. I couldn't find a light bulb. I don't have any light bulb stickers, so I just drew it. I'm not an artist. I don't draw or paint very well, but I mean that's what it is. And another, journaling spot, more tags that I made in another little pocket. And this is the closure. I'm not sure if I like this type of closure. I was just trying to, I didn't think of a closure when I first made the journal, so I kind of did it afterwards. So I made a hole in there, and then I passed ribbon through my binding thread and through that hole, and then I put some beads at the end, and I went to the bow. And so that's what it is. And this is my first journal. I hope I can make more journals. I'm actually working on a different journal that I hope to gift someone. So maybe I'll share that as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.